final group stage game for these teams in the NBA Cup. It should be a great one. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, I'm Kevin Harlan. Allie LaForce will be our reporter tonight on the sidelines. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season.
Here we go.
You look at the Clippers. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And, of course, Memphis. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And for the Grizzlies, they've had a horrendous start to the season. They're really creating a lot of work for themselves here moving forward.
Yeah, but the good news is they are a team that can do that work. It's just a question of solving these early problems.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant and Caldwell Pope are their guards. Jaren Jackson is out there with Zach Edey. Now Caldwell Pope. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. And it's Morant missing. And the Grizzlies choosing to move forward with Coach Islo to head their program. Stan after he took over as interim head coach late last season.
Yeah, the first Finnish-born head coach in the NBA. He was a rising star coaching in Europe, now trying his hand in the best league on the planet.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Morant passes to Jackson. Takes it from 10, and it's Morant. That time on the assist by Jackson.
Wow, it's like Ja has the ball on a string.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Moments ago, Tyronn Lue and I were able to chat. We got to talking about what do you do defensively against Ja Morant. And Coach said staying on top of him isn't easy, so our focus is on shutting down the lanes and not giving him the openings to attack. We want to make Morant force the issue. Putting Morant in tight spots is the name of the game here. Back to you, Kevin.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report.
Well, that's Morant, always applying the pressure.
Leonard kicks to Harden from the arc. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Leonard, no luck.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Morant passes to Caldwell Pope. To the right side. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And that one's good. Morant. We look at the Clippers. They've gotten off to a solid start in the group stage of the NBA Cup. They're 2-1. And a win tonight puts them in a very good position.
Well, it's still early in the regular season, but this is a huge test for them. They have to win to advance in the Cup, so tonight has a playoff feel.
And then the situation for Memphis. Thus far, 1-2 in the NBA Cup. And tonight is the last group stage game.
Time probably has run out on their cup run. You normally have to win 3 games to advance, and obviously that ship has sailed for this group.
Well, don't count on Jackson Jr. for big assist numbers, but he'll make smart passes.
And the basket by Harden.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Knocks down the 3-ball.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but GA much improved as a scorer as well.
Yeah, her range out beyond the arc and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top 2-way bigs in our league.
And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And the Clippers with a whole new lineup now. Wells, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Pippen comes in for Morant. To the paint. Here's Clark, and it's Clark slamming it down.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
Outside, Bogdanovich. 47 seconds left to play in the first. Batum finds Paul. Good on the three-point shot.
No surprise there from Paul. He's been doing that for 2 decades.
Clark sets a screen for Jerome. Drives to the hoop. Tries again, and Clark puts it in. Clark's got 6.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
The shot's good from Paul.
Yeah, playing off ball. We've seen more of this over the latter part of Paul's career.
Jerome in the corner. No good with the triple. Now here's Paul. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 8 points for him.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Grizzlies. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all... And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Grizzlies.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And I really liked how they moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter, we've got Jaren Jackson. Ty Jerome out there with Pippen. Then it's Brandon Clark. And it's Aldama in at the small forward. Good on the second free throw. Clippers trail by 4. Paul left side. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
So shrewd and elusive on the drive. Once Paul sees an opening in the defense, this guy goes into attack mode.
Here's Jerome. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. And Los Angeles guys shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Paul dishes to Collins. Paul outside. Shoots over Pippen. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Aldama passes to Jerome. Paul with the steal. He takes it in. From deep, Collins traps in the tray. Collins has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, when you're not right up on Collins, he senses that, and he can make you pay off the catch.
James Harden, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And Memphis also making a switch. Morant, he's checked in for Scottie Pippen. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you. Well, this September, Grizzlies legend Marc Gasol was enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame. A 3-time All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year, Marc was acquired in a trade for his brother, Pau Gasol, who was likewise an All-Star with the Grizzlies. Marc, a fixture on and off the court in Memphis. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
And when Harden's this close, he looks to score. Love his mentality.
Morant with a wide-open look. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, and it's one thing to get the shots you want. It's another to make them. They've got good scorers on this team. Looking to answer the three from the other end. Maybe too eager there.
And we know Brook Lopez is revered as a teammate for his contributions both on and off the floor.
Well, Kevin, I think that teammates very quickly pick up on guys who are unselfish both on and off the floor and care more about the team, the group, the community than their own accomplishments, and that becomes immediately obvious with Brook Lopez.
Paul dishes to Leonard. 1:56 left in the second quarter. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Well, at nearly 7 feet, throwing it down is probably almost effortless for Aldama.
Stolen by Jackson. Morant scanning the floor. Jerome passes to Aldama. Memphis moving that ball around. Jackson a screen on Leonard. Jerome finds Jackson. Clark with a wide open look. The baseline J off the mark. Clippers leading by 7. Here goes Kawhi. That one goes in. And that's now 9 points for Leonard.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And that one's good. Morant.
Well, it's almost impossible to stay in front of Morant. He's just so quick on the drive.
Here's Lopez. It's Clark with the rebound.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup. Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance points.
Pass to Jackson. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Paul dishes to Harden. Beyond the arc. No good. That miss takes him to 3 for 7. Left side Jackson. Morant outside. From past the arc. And there's Jackson on the assist by Morant.
Well, he's so potent offensively. It's easy to draw up plays for him.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
They're not showing enough fight defensively. Take some pride in getting some stops. This is when your leader has to step in and say something.
And now, not a bad time to take a look at the schedule ahead. And that'll do it for half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Filling the perimeter slots are Dunn and Leonard. Jones and Zubac make up the 4 and the 5. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Strong work in close by Harden. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, a lot of excitement about this upcoming 2026 draft class, but quietly, some scouts voicing early concern about the quality of prospects in the class of 27. Now, there's still time for players to emerge, but expect this to impact the way teams value those picks.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. Shams, thank you very much for the report. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got his 5th rebound in this one. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And here's Harden for 3. The Grizzlies pull it in.
His shot's it's not there right now with this team leading. Perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Edey with a screen for Caldwell Pope. Deflects the pass. And here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Clears Leonard with the bucket in transition.
And you gotta love how hard Leonard works to support the team. He's right where they need him to finish there on that break.
And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. Now here's Morant. The The Grizzlies with another miss. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. The electric Ja Morant, the leader of this team, Stan. What's his focus need to be going forward?
Well, look, Kevin, I think it's pretty simple with Ja Morant. We know how good he is. Can he keep himself on the floor on a consistent basis, which for Ja means staying healthy and staying out of trouble. If he can do that, there's no question about his ability or his ability to lead this team.
Nearly impossible trying to guard Harden. He has it all. One of the best penetrators in our game.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Harden dishes to Leonard. Kicks it out to Jones. Back to Leonard. But Trey. And it's Morant with the rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 7. To the inside. Here's Jackson. Good. And the nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 4 assists in the game.
Yes, we know Jackson can nail threes, but at his core, he's a guy who wants the ball around the rim.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Well, Ja Morant able to fly with the best, but he said, sometimes I get knocked out of the air and hit the floor. After the game, you may feel that, so I just pick and choose, man. Hey, 2 points is 2 points. I get it done. That's all that matters. Back to you, Kevin.
He can still get up. Allie LaForce with that report. Great job as always, Allie. Thanks. Clark for 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. 1:43 left in the third. It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
And one of the top scorers in the game. Harden has an innate gift for creating his shot.
Jerome passes to Morant. No one near him. Again, Memphis.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Harden against Jerome. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Memphis. Jock Landale's checked in for Brandon Clark. Wells comes in for Jackson. And it's Scottie Pippen in for Ja Morant. Jerome passes to Landale. 6 to shoot. Aldama can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 9. And Collins gets double teamed. Lopez finds Bogdanovic. Here's Collins. Shoots over Jerome. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Over to the wing. The Grizzlies with another miss. Bogdanovic passes to Lopez. Shoots the 3. Bogdanovic, no luck. James Harden getting it done for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. On the court for Memphis to start the 4th. Jaren Jackson is out there with Jock Landale. Then it's Santi Aldama. Then there's Ty Jerome. And it's Pippen in a 2-guard.
Using that almost 7-foot frame, Santi Aldama, the Spaniard.
Here's Leonard. And Pippen pulls it down. The Grizzlies trail by 9. There's the triple. Drains it from beyond the arc. Pippen's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold, That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like, in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
It's good. Pippen's got 5 points in the quarter.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Jalen Wells checked in for Memphis. Morant comes in for Pippen. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
During that last break, Coach Tyronn Lue had some advice for the team. He told his guys to stay after it, to not get complacent and lazy with this lead. He wants them to keep adding to it. We'll see if they're able to do it. Guys?
Thank you, Allie. People have said, Greg, he is a system unto himself. In fact, he said it about himself. James Harden's ability, GA, to break down defenses remains in rarefied air.
And even as he's lost a step now, his supreme skill level ensures he remains a threat on a nightly basis.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Pass to Edey. Driving the lane. That one drops for him.
Well, once Edey gets the ball that close to the basket, it's too late, even against the best defense.
Harden with the take. Rips it down with 2 hands.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
Serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
It's Harden with the drive.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Morant. And the rejection by Collins. A deep 3. It's off.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
It's Morant. 1:51 left to play here in the fourth. Stolen by Harden. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard connects with the chain.
Leonard is consistent at staying aggressive on the offensive end.
Timeout called by Coach Isola. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Lopez. Jones comes in for John Collins. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Bogdan Bogdanovic. Jackson going to work down low.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. Smart shot selection.
It's Harden with the drive. And the rejection by Morant. Harden pulls it down. Clippers leading by 6. Outside Leonard. Oh, what a finish!
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off. And this is why Morant gets paid the big bucks, to knock down clutch shots like this.
And the rejection by Morant. Cleaves it in off the window.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Here's Harden. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
One of the best closers in our game. James Harden coming up big.
Jackson, a screen on Harden. Rebounded by Zubac. And they go to the intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though, so he can't get either to fall.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
First personal foul. Fourth team foul.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're trailing by 8. Guys, your thoughts?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
But they're not going down without a fight. They'll keep game planning and playing until the final whistle.
So the Clippers with the win. So they finish out the NBA Cup group round as a 3-1 team.
And whether you're focused on the NBA Cup or the big picture of the regular season, early wins like these are great for your team.
Let's now hear from Allie LaForce, who is courtside with our player of the game.
We'll see you next time.
James, another
Terrific, Allie. Thanks. Well, folks...